everyone, and welcome to this unboxing video for Roll for the Galaxy's Rivals, the, at least personally, long-awaited second expansion for Roll for the Galaxy, obviously, which is a spin-off of Race for the Galaxy, in case that sounds familiar. Roll for the Galaxy is something that I don't really talk about much on the channel, but probably should talk about more, because it is one of the most played games in my home, and actually outside my home as well. Not the most played, but it gets played a lot. And this is the, it's been at least 2, maybe 3 or 4 years since the first expansion came out. This is 3 expansions in one, and honestly, as both a statement of how much content is hopefully in here, and a warning, I believe costs just as much as the core game and the first expansion, if not a little bit behind it, combined. This was expensive. It hurt to look at. But I wasn't going to hesitate from getting it because I've been waiting. And it blatantly says 3 expansions in one. So let's get to this. Things I can see from the back are dice with with replaceable facings, new types of dice, tokens, some board components, and separate from your tableau. Roll for the Galaxy is roll dice, they're workers, and use them to do things to make a better tableau or your galaxy. Your empire, really, or whatever your governmental form is. So we've got the rulebook, which is the standard stock gray, to the point rulebooks, which I appreciate. And oh yeah, this is a lot of rules. Deal game exchange asset rules. Orb game face summary, so summary sheet that's 2 different sides, and then there are 5 copies of that in total. This game's been really good about going, hey, here's things summary stuff, and iconography in this game is amazing. My only complaint about the design of it is not colorblind friendly, and even then there is a slight workaround for that, but it is very inconvenient, but still doable. One of the questions I ask when teaching this is, are you colorblind? Because it matters. Then we've got whole new player screens, which, ooh, I like the new back. I wonder if they're color-coded. Yeah, this is definitely taller, but this is almost the entire game summarized on it in the previous to the expansion, and it might still be the entire thing. Previous to this expansion, it was the entire game minus the tiles and stuff to build your tableau summarized. And we've got this board thing that I mentioned. I don't know if the sides are different. Some tokens that look like money extenders because they're crossed out on one side, but they're 11, 12, and 13 with their currency icon. With also a 14, 15, and 16, 5 of each of those. Because you couldn't earn in a turn beyond 10 money. Not just earn 10 money, you couldn't go beyond having 10 money, which is a pretty big thing because you use money to get dice back. We've got new assignment cards, which, oh, okay, there's a whole new phase. And it is different on each side. One is research and one is deal. They're the money symbol in both cases, but otherwise it's the same normal 5 and still has the basic dictate reassign rule as well as a reassign to become the new symbol regardless of which side it is. Then we have more boards, and yes, they are color coded and not the same. So you see where the ships are there. They are, this stuff is sticking together a little. I don't know if it's getting caught on each other or actually, oh yeah, they're just not cut apart entirely. Different ships. So also a red one and an orange one. I don't think this extends the number of players, otherwise there would be a whole nother cup in here. But I appreciate those, that those are actually colored instead of the same thing. Although the old ones still look very nice. Then we've got some chits. We've got new shipping track point chips, although those are pretty much used for tracking points in general that aren't actually on your board. Those are the 5-pointers. Then we've got a cardboard piece, which I think tokens get placed on. some tokens that are different on each side that I don't know what they do, this section specifically, and then more of the tokens that were introduced in the first expansion, where it's a victory point if you don't use it, or a wild black die when you use it. Then we've got some new tableau tiles. And we've got some starting one. Actually, these are all starters. These are all new starters, which I really appreciate. The way I can tell that is, well, first off, the double tiles are always starters, is the fact that they're blank on the back. The normal ones are double-sided. Now, personally, as a house rule, because I've found it just makes the game a lot better, and I see almost everybody agree with this, we hand out 2 of these and 1 of these instead of 1 of each, so that because this kind of dictates how you're going to play, and that way you have a choice. But we don't hand out 2 of these because it increases the likeliness you'll get a more broken combination, such as the original one where it's you can spend a yellow die to get 4 money instead of 2 when you scout, or yeah, combined with a yellow planet, or one that gives you a yellow die, was just then we got a couple other starters, and then what look like 1-point generic planets, and they're even referred to as generic, insert what the color is, novelty or mining in this case, and regression and training affinity. I'm surprised that they're different on each side. I don't know if I'm hoping these are generic stacks you pull from and not they go in the bag, because that's what most of these are. And then we got some more starters, and then some actual new tiles. So these are starters, and these are new tiles, which, again, you can tell from the other side, which always have a planet on one side and a technology, or what's referred to as a development, on the other. Then we've got... that's interesting. One that has no text, that's a first. I see what it does. It's an 8-point planet that you build for 5, but it's just like no text, as opposed to the 9 for the 13-point planet you build for 9, which says you can't use any cost reductions on it. But these 2 bottom rows and this one are new tiles, or regular tiles. These are starting, and then this is how you simplify showing people in your game what phases are active. Active, not active. And that's all the card punch outs. And we've got some advert inserts for Rio Grande Games, because that's who makes this. Although one of these is a Spiel box. I can't remember if that's the designer or the con. I think it's the con. If it's the con, it's a big board gaming con. If it's a designer I'm thinking of, it's one of the biggest board game designers. I'm thinking of Steffenfield. It's the con. I think it's Steffenfield. It's the con is the point. Then we've got disc wooden tokens. I appreciate wooden components all the time over plastic ones that aren't models, but that's a personal thing. And I'm assuming these go on that one long cardboard piece. And then we have dice. Dice, dice, dice. It is called Roll for the Galaxy. It's a dice game. This game has a lot of dice. But let's get this open up. This does not, they did not make this Ziploc like the bags for the core game. Although those still have space in them. I don't know if this will fit in the core game box now. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll just figure it out. I still have the Ambition box around, so I can, which is smaller. Because once the cardboard's punched out, this is all that's left. Everything else either folds up or is really flat. Alright, so there's 3 bags in that one. Also, none of these are Ziploc, so I need to tear them open. But I'm going to actually just hold these up for the time being, because there's a lot of little components that I don't want them going all over the place. So I apologize about that. But the big thing is, we've got customizable dice, like in Dice Forge. It's a different design and how it holds it in, but same concept of making your own dice. And in this game, that's insane! I don't know how it works, especially because, oh, that's not all the facings. There's a whole nother bag of facings. And then we have more dice. Like, these are the normal dice with preset facings. There is very clearly a new colored eye in here. That's the dark blue that you see there on the top, but every other color that I can see right now exists. I'm surprised there's more black dice in here, which implies that there are now a way to earn black dice, which were easily the most powerful dice in the game, from what I could tell, because they were helpful for almost any build, but you only got one, and it was one of your 5 starting dice, as opposed to 5 white dice, which is what you started with without the Ambition expansion. But that's everything. Empty box. Cute insert, but an insert. I prefer that over just blank or the cover of the box is all I'm saying. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to press the like button. If you think somebody else will enjoy this, please share this video. Either way, you'll help this video get seen more. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and press the dislike button. I won't mind, but please leave a constructive comment as to why. Also, feel free to comment in general, such as, and this one I am more than willing to, if you want to see videos of other Roll for the Galaxy content, as I got the core game and the expansion before I started my channel. Oh, and as a note, I have no idea about this expansion. I highly recommend that if you ever get Roll for the Galaxy, get the first expansion when you get the game. The game is still good without it, but it makes the game significantly better. As I was saying, if you want to know more about this, be it you want to know more detail about the stuff in this, or the previous parts of the game, or more about the game in general, like how to play, which I'll be honest, I have trouble teaching this game. This is the one game that I know how to play very well, and have trouble teaching, but I can give it a try for video purposes. Or if you want to see thoughts, gameplay theory, ideas, I play this game a lot, and I love it. And if you want me to, try to get a hold of Race for the Galaxy stuff too, I can start delving into that. I've played it, I don't own it, I like it, and it is something very different. Thematically the same, plays entirely different. Well, almost. The phases are still things. And if you want to see more like this, be it more unboxing videos, my board game overviews, or my board game reviews, the last of which I really need to get to more often, or anything else that I do on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Regardless, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.